Okay, so I'm doing another live on The Little Mermaid. So pretty much, I'm pretty sure they've been filming this movie for the past like 3 years, like 2019, before COVID. And of course, like when Halle Bailey was casted, everybody was mad because they're like, oh my gosh, like a black girl playing the Little Mermaid, that's crazy. She needs to be pale. She needs to have like the fire truck red hair and all of that. But me, like, I'm black, I'm a girl. I was like, oh, dang, that's crazy. Like, a black girl was casted for this movie. Like, that's gonna be great representation for me because obviously when I was younger, I didn't have black princesses, even like before Princess Tiana came out. I was lucky enough for that. But then, like, it sucks that she was a frog that whole movie. And even when you think about it, like, The Little Mermaid, she can't talk for half the movie, right? So even then, it still is like unfortunate. But I saw it like the day it came out, I think, because I think it came out like Friday the 26th. Yeah, something like that. But I overall thought it was a good movie. I feel like there's people saying like, oh, like, is it gonna be all CGI because it's like underwater and like, mermaids aren't real? How are they gonna do it? Blah blah blah. But me, when I'm going to see a movie or when I hear a movie comes out that's like mostly fictional or whatever, like my first thought isn't like, oh, great, they're gonna use a bunch of CGI for this, like, it's gonna be so fake and they're gonna change everything. That's not my first thought. Like when I hear a movie is coming out, I'm like thinking like, oh, a new movie, cool. I don't like overthink it. I'm not stressing about it. So that's why I don't get why people do that. And even if like a movie does have like all CGI or whatever, I'm like, why are you complaining? Like this is the reason why technology was invented. Like who cares if it's all CGI? Who cares if it looks fake? It's technology, bro. Like we're advancing. We don't have to do all these like stunts or like have like all these props and stuff when you can literally just CGI the damn thing. So another thing is that like the people that have been like super mad are obviously like the racist people and everything. And it's just like really sad because I'm thinking like, why are y'all grown men mad about a kids movie, right? And then I guess you can argue saying like, oh, it's not a kids movie considering like, you know, it's from like my childhood and I'm like an adult now. But at the same time, like these movies are remade for kids. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's just how it always has been, I guess, because they're like, oh, like why does Disney keep remaking these like live actions or whatever, whatever? But I'm like, they remake it because they want to. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to go see it. So I don't see the point of like sitting around and complaining. But me, overall, I thought it was a great movie. I actually started crying like halfway because I was like, oh crap, like I'm actually watching a movie where like the lead is a black woman. That's like insane to see. I overall thought it was a good movie because I did watch the original cartoon version the night before I went to go see it, and I felt like it was extremely similar. So I don't get all these people that are saying like, oh, they changed the whole entire movie, blah blah blah, because like I was watching it and I was like, dang, like these words are literally exactly the same as a script. Like, they have like the big original songs, they have like the same like moments when you put it side by side. If anything, I think the only thing they changed was that like their wedding scene from the cartoon was on like a ship or whatever, and they had like the Vanessa, like, how she got the cake in her face, she like fell over, but I don't know, all those things that happened to her. I was like, obviously they can't do that in like the real life version. That's gonna be like just too over the top. But like in the real life version, they had it to where they got married in like the castle or whatever. But I feel like that's more realistic because it is like the live version, because obviously like it's not really normal to get married on a ship or whatever. So if anything, that's like the only thing that stood out to me that was like extremely different. I also was surprised when Prince Eric's mom was a black woman because I guess like I think they said he was like adopted, like he washed up onto shore. I don't even remember if they said anything about that in the cartoon movie. But overall, I thought it was a good movie. People said it was gonna be dull and lifeless, like with all the colors and everything. But I was thinking, like, what do you expect? Like, it's a movie that takes place underwater. We all know the sun does not reach that deep in the ocean, you know. So you're lucky you could even see the damn movie at all. But I thought it was like extremely colorful. I felt like she was a good actress with the facial expressions, because you got to keep in mind these actors, they're working with like a whole bunch of green screens in like fake little like actor people that are wearing the green screen outfits and stuff. So they don't even have a lot to work with. So the fact that she could pull off like all these reactions and all that stuff, I definitely give props to like actors, because I could not be taking that seriously. Because what happened? I think she released like the behind the scenes to everything, and those looked so good. You can see like how she had like the fake, what's it called, the fake tail on and everything. But yeah, just in general, I personally think it was a good movie. I'm not here like freaking out and being like, oh, it's not exactly like the cartoon original, that type stuff. But I just hope it does well in theaters, because you know, like, to defeat all these people's claims and everything, saying like they knew it's gonna be bad and fail at the movie theater, whatever, whatever. So I just hope it does good in general, because I don't know if there's gonna be another sequel, because obviously there is a sequel of the cartoon version where they actually have a daughter, but that might take like a couple years, considering like Hallie and the other guy, they do look pretty young, so I feel like it would kind of be weird if they had a daughter like right now. But I don't know. Overall, I liked it. I feel like it was a good experience. And I only saw it in like regular, like what, like 2D. But the videos I've been seeing on TikTok where people have been seeing it in like 3D and 4D, that looks wild. Like, I think 3D is when you like the visual changes, like the stuff just like pops up and it feels like you're actually there. But 4D is where like other senses come into play. And like, I don't know if like, I think they have like the seats moving and like the water splashing up on you to make it seem like it's real. So the videos I've been seeing, like, people are wearing like trash bags in the movie theater, and then obviously you have like the glasses on and they're getting splashed and they're getting like rocked back and forth, and people say it feels like a roller coaster, and it was like an amazing experience. So I might have to see it in 4D. Same time, I'm not trying to get wet while watching a movie though, you know. I feel like that's more so like a Disney World type thing. But it's been a good experience. I do want to see it like multiple times though. I want to get like the vinyl, I want to get like the books and everything, because like it's amazing now that there's actually like a real life version of a childhood movie that I liked, and that I could show my kids this in the future, you know. And then even seeing like Hallie with like all the little girls is like, it's actually really inspiring. And I'm thinking like, dang, like that's crazy. Like, now this is her life. She's like an actual Disney princess and whatever. And like, even it's just, I don't know, it's good for her. But then it also sucks seeing stuff online how there's like grown men mad about this movie, and they're saying like, oh, her eyes are too far apart. They're like making these disgusting memes and like being racist and stuff. I'm like, dang, like, do y'all not have anything better to do? And it sucks because like, even in their profile pictures they'll have like a family, and I'm thinking like, dang, like racism is really taught, because imagine he's here on the internet complaining about like a black mermaid, and then imagine he's telling his kids this, the same thing, like, oh, we can't see that movie because the actress is black, like we don't like black people, you know. Like, that's how racism literally starts. And it just sucks, because I wish the world wasn't like that, but unfortunately it is. People are just naturally, people just, I don't know, it's taught, but people are just homophobic and racist. They got tons of issues, worried about other people and whatever, instead of worrying about themselves, which just sucks overall. But I thought it was a good movie. Me personally, like, I'm gonna represent for my people. If there's like a black movie in the theaters, I'm gonna go see it. You know, I don't care if I've never seen the damn series before or whatever. If it's my people, I'm gonna support. But I don't know. It's annoying though not seeing like everyone support though, because I feel like black people are like the one group of people who don't like stand by each other. Like we kind of bring our own people down, you know? Cause that's like even if I was a guy, I would still see it, bro. Like sure, it's like a princess movie. It's like technically a musical because there's a whole bunch of singing in it. But like, come on, bro. I don't know. I just like seeing like diverse type cast and stuff rather than like the all white cast that I've been seeing since I was little. You know, I'm trying to see like diverse princesses and stuff like that. And then people are saying like, oh, like they could have just made her a different princess. Like Disney is running out of ideas. They're just like giving the people of color like the princesses that are already like old and stuff. They need to just make new characters or whatever. But I'm saying like why, like who cares? End of the day, these are all fake characters. Like princess movies don't really require culture besides like, you know, Tiana was based on like a real woman, and then like Mulan, the whole movie is centered about her being the hero of China, you know. So like those type of movies is obviously you shouldn't change them. But these white people, they don't understand that. They're like, oh, why don't we just make Black Panther a white guy? I'm like, bro, literally the whole movie is about it being centered in Africa or wherever the hell they are, Wakanda, and like, you know, that's what the movie's about, like their culture. So you can't just change that. But these white people, they don't understand. And I just hate that like everybody is on here hating on a movie they haven't even seen. First of all, like they just see like reviews of it from other racists, and like the racists are like, yeah, this movie was terrible, she's a bad actress, it was dull and boring, the songs were bad. And then people see that and then they run with it, and then they're like, oh fine, well I guess I won't see the movie then, because you know, look at this one review here, you know, I'm not gonna see it. And they're being followers instead of making their own decision by themselves, which is annoying. It's also annoying seeing like the comments saying like, oh, her hair should have been like fire truck red, it should have been like, you know, the same shade as red as the cartoon and stuff like that. But the way that I see it, like I feel like white people don't understand because like they know that we have like fake hair, we can like put any color of hair in our head, but like they don't see like the tones and the shades and the color range with it. Because me, I tried doing my braids or whatever fire truck red because I was like, oh, it would be cool if I had red hair, and I tried doing that color. It did not look good on my skin tone. I looked like, you know, the Wendy girl from like the Wendy's restaurant. That's how I looked. I looked like a clown. You know, it just didn't look good on my skin tone. It might look good on like, you know, dark skinned girls, but not on me. And considering me and Hallie are like the same color skin tone, like Fire Truck Red, I already know it's not gonna look good on her. You know, like that's clearly why they didn't do it. So they made her like a ginger. They gave her like more of an orange hair color. And of course, people are saying like, "Oh, that's not red, that's orange." But I'm thinking like, bro, when you think about gingers in real life, you know, like white people, how they're like really pale, and they call them gingers, you know, and they have orange hair. It's not fire truck red. You know, even when you look at like the Merida movie, she has orange hair, but people call her a redhead, you know? So I'm thinking like, so now all of a sudden that it's like a black actress, you're just like getting rid of the terms ginger. Like she's literally ginger in the movie, but now you're saying like, oh, it's supposed to be red. She's supposed to be a redhead. I'm like, bro, the terms kind of correlate with each other. And me, I don't know, I guess like because I'm black, like I know how hair color like and the tones work on the skin tone. So like that's why I'm saying like if she had super red hair, it would not look realistic. And like they keep saying like, oh, they could have just thrown a red wig on her, that would have looked even better. But no, it would not have. Because imagine if they did that, people would complain like, oh, she's just wearing a wig, you know, that looks so unrealistic, you know. So either way, people would find a reason to complain, which is really annoying. But I felt like her hair actually matched the skin tone. Like, yeah, it was like kind of a little orange more than red, but like, who the hell cares? End of the day, it's just hair. Hair was not important to the movie. There was no relevance. Like, it doesn't even matter. And then I also saw comments about how they were complaining about her tail too, because obviously in the OG cartoon, she has like the clam bra, and then her tail is green. But I think in this movie they made her tail like purple too, but I feel like it just looks better on her skin tone. I don't know, like they try to make it as realistic as possible because it is like a real life that's what the movie is. It's like a real life version of a cartoon. But at the same time, they're like, oh, but mermaids aren't real, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, okay, but end of the day, they had to make it more realistic. That's even when people were complaining about how, like, Sebastian and Flounder looked, how they're, like, real animals. And I'm like, bro, of course they're gonna be real animals. It's a damn, like, realistic version of a movie. You think they're gonna have her and all these humans in here looking real as hell, and then you're gonna have like a cartoon fish and a cartoon crab? Like, no, that's not gonna look good. And then y'all would complain about that they look too fake compared to the real actors. You know, so either way, I feel like people would have found a way to hate on this movie. But me, I actually do like it. I feel like she put life into the character. Definitely more relatable to me because I am a black woman, and it was fun to watch. It was enjoyable. They had like a cute little ending. Like, and even though I watched the cartoon and I know the storyline, I know how it's gonna end, I was still like on the edge of my seat. I'm like thinking like, dang, like the anticipation is crazy. Like, what's gonna happen next? Even though I already know, you know. So I feel like it was like all the actors did fine. If anything, I feel like the only thing that I didn't really like was how King Triton, like his accent was kind of thick, because I think he's like Spanish or whatever, like he knows Spanish, whatever his nationality is, but his accent was kind of thick at times. So at certain times I was thinking like, bro, like that might be confusing for kids to understand. They might be like, oh, what did he just say? But me, I know Spanish, so like I'm like familiar with the accent, but I could see like certain kids like might not get what he was saying at certain times. And then I didn't like how he had like a metal chest plate, I guess. So I don't know if he wasn't comfortable like showing his abs, or maybe they just needed that chest plate for CGI reasons, for like it would just like look better underwater or whenever they're doing the effects or whatever. But you know, obviously in the original movie, like King Triton didn't wear like a chest plate thing. It was literally just like his abs and stuff. So maybe that was like the only thing that like threw me off at first, but then it's like you get used to it like watching the rest of the movie. So I personally have no complaints. I thought it was great. I feel like everybody should go see it, no matter what race you are, blah blah blah. But it just sucks that it's like the fact that we have a black movie. A lot of these races are against us, because I have seen like racist comments, not from like just old white men, but it's from like Asians, it's from Hispanics, and I'm thinking like, dang, this sucks. But that's what life is. So y'all should go see it. But yeah, that's it for this live. Bye.